What's good, Fins family? It's your boy DC Kai, and we here with a video. As you know, the Dolphins had the 29th pick in the NFL draft, the 2022 NFL draft. And I just compiled a list of all the 29th picks over the last 12 years. So we're going to it's just 2010 is just easier to start from 2010. I could have did the last 10 years and started from 2012, but I just like F it. Let's go 2010 because I always like to start with 2020. It's just something magical about the 2010 year that I have a attraction to. We're just gonna literally we're gonna hop right in. Make sure that you guys can hear me. I might have to fix my audio a little bit later on because it sometimes it come out low, sometimes it's high. I don't know, but literally we're just gonna go through these people. I have my notes written down. I know a lot of these people, but it's just easier to have your notes down and just to make sure you don't miss anything. So we're gonna start off with the 2010 NFL draft pick, Kyle Wilson. Of course, he was the 29th pick in the 2010 draft. He was taken by New York. He spent 5 years with the Jets and played his last season with New Orleans. He only played 6 seasons. No Pro Bowls, no All Pros. You see, career total of 4 interceptions in 6 years. He only played like one full season where he was starting. I believe that was his second season in the league. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm cool with it. You ain't gonna get me, upset because you correct me in the comments. That's about learning. It's a discourse. We're trying to communicate back and forth. So that's basically it. Kyle Wilson, 29th pick in the 2010 draft. Let's get to the next one. Okay, my hot keys. Yeah, my hot keys. There we go. 2011, a tackle was taken. Gabe. He literally played in the league 4 years, and all his years he was a backup. Like literally, he was taken by the Chicago Bears. Spent 4 years in the league. I believe he spent 2 years with the Bears, a year with the Atlanta Falcons, and I think a year with New Orleans Saints. I'm not sure. I forgot about. I didn't write that down, but he was a career backup, taken with the 29th pick in the 2011 draft. Let's get to the next one. Honestly, probably spoiler alert, probably the best 29th pick uh, in the last 10 years, last 12 years. Harrison Smith. If you don't know this guy, I don't know what you're doing. I don't think you watch football. Harrison Smith been in the league 10 years, 29 interceptions, 861 combined tackles, 6 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, been one of the better safeties since he's entered the league. It's not more that I can say about this guy that you don't already know. So let's get to the next one. And back to back years, I remember if they traded, if they were traded or something like that. But Cordarrelle Patterson, why I listed him as a wide receiver, even though he plays running back primarily now with the Atlanta. He's actually a free agent. He could be on my list. I'm just giving away my videos. I have a free agent list that I would like the Dolphins to approach. He could be on my list. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he's not. But he was taken as like a return specialist in the mold of the Devin Hesters when he was coming out of Tennessee. Go Vols. So he was like kind of like that. He was kind of in that role. And honestly, Devin Hester for me because he, the U, but he has 4 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros at the returner position. Like that's great. And receiving yards 1635, as you can see on the board. Receiving yards 2635. Been in the league 9 years. He's currently a free agent. His last season was with the Atlanta Falcons. Let's get to the next one. 2014, Dominique Easterly, DT out of Florida. Um, injuries, weight concerns robbed his career. Spent 2 years with New England. Then he switched to I think the Los Angeles Rams picked him up, if I'm not mistaken. Spent 4 years in the league. 2014, 29th pick. Let's get to the next one. Speaking of the U, throw it up always. Phillip Dorsett. Never really got on par with Andrew Luck. Was a speedster at the University of Miami. ran a lot of go routes. His route tree wasn't fully developed when he came in the league, and he never really seemed to get a route tree. Or I'm not saying he didn't practice his craft, but it was never really no progression. He spent like 2 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts, got traded to the Patriots, didn't do anything there, and he's been on a litany of teams. I think he played for 3 teams this season alone. So that's a bust. Robert Nkemdiche. Oh my God, man! At Ole Miss, the guy looked at like he was about to be. He looked like a second coming of dare I said, Aaron Donald, just wrecking stuff at Ole Miss. Freaky athlete. I mean, freaky athlete. He had a play where he looked literally like a running back. He took the ball. I don't know if it was a fumble or a play they ran for him, but I remember that in my mind. Him running with the ball like Adrian Peterson. Like it was crazy. And I think when you're so used to dominating competition at lesser talent, and then when you get to the NFL and you're not that guy as of yet, that's him right there. Like he just never took that next step. I remember his second season he had his career high of I think it was 2.5 sacks or something like that. And he never took that next step, and he injuries and it was off the field concerns as well. Uh, Laramie Tunsil, he was that when he jumped out of second story. That's your guy, Robert Nkemdiche. He spent some time with the Fins, so I did my little research on him back then when he came to the Fins for like 2 days. Let's get to the next one. David Njoku. 5 years in the league, 15 touchdowns, 1745. I think he's gonna go somewhere and be better, if that makes sense. Because when you add Odell Beckham, you already have a Jarvis Landry, you have Austin, you add a Austin Hooper, you kind of get buried down in the depth chart. He didn't get a lot of targets, he didn't start a lot of games. Austin Hooper is the starting tight end there, and he asked for a trade during, I believe it was this season or last season. And I think he's just going to hit the open market. I think he's going to be a free agent. I think somebody's going to pay him a decent amount, and I think he can be a great, not great, but he can be a above average tight end. So I wouldn't even mind seeing him with the Dolphins, to be honest. He's not the best blocker, but I don't care. Like, let's see what they do with Micah. I think he can, like his body type. I don't know. Let's not get into that right now. We'll discuss that on the video. Maybe he's on my free agent want list as well. Let's get to the next one. So, and David Njoku, Cleveland Browns. It's just he's stuck behind so many different people. It kind of sucks. Let's get to the next one. Taven Bryan, another kid out of Florida. Never lived up to his draft pick. They thought he would be able to take that next step, and he just never did. 4 years in the league, they didn't pick up his Jacksonville Jaguars didn't pick up his 5th-year option, so he's going to be a free agent this year. 5.5 sacks, 83 tackles. Obviously, no Pro Bowls, no All Pros. Just never, took that next step like they had envisioned that he would do. It was more of when I remember when I seen him take the pick, it was more of a ceiling type pick. It wasn't that he was just crazy. Like it was just like we believe that he's going to, once he get in the NFL weight room, he was going to take the next step, and he just never took the next step. So Taven Bryan, number 29th overall, he's going to be looking for a new home this year. And 2019, AJ Collier, Lawrence Jr. I think that's his name, something like that. 3 years in the league, 3 sacks, 33 tackles, 0 Pro Bowls, 0 All Pros. I remember when they took this pick. I think it was a couple decent names on the board at the time, and everybody was looking around. Drafted out of TCU. I was thinking TSU Drake. TCU. Home Frogs. But just one of those picks that was a head scratcher at the time. Most people had him like a third round pick, third, fourth round pick at best, and he hasn't lived up to a first round pick at all. Just weight concerns. It's you name it. It's just he's not doing very well in the NFL right now, and I believe he might get released after this year. Because he's not doing anything. He's currently buried on the depth chart. So let's just get to the next one. You're gonna love this one. Do I need to say anything? Let's get to the next one. And the last pick is Eric Stokes. Rookie. He played, if I'm not mistaken, he played 16 games. His first start, he only played briefly, but every start after that, he was 98% or better, like in snaps. So he played all year, and with the injury to Jair Alexander, he played a lot of number one corner and stuff like that. So it's the jury is still out on this guy. He's literally this was his rookie year. So 1 interception, 55 tackles. He did not make the Pro Bowl this season. But the future, he was touted as like more of a track guy. Like when they looked at him, he was like track. So he has track speed. He's very fast. And if he can complete his game, he can be a very good corner. But it's yet to be decided. So as you can see, one Hall of Famer at pick 29, it doesn't look very well for the Dolphins picking at 29. If I'm being honest, looking at through, maybe if I would have dug back a little further, maybe we would have had a few more Hall of Famers or whatnot. But from 2010 to current day, it's one Hall of Famer, one decent player, multiple Pro Bowls, multiple All Pros at returner, and that's it. Like that's it. David Njoku yet to be seen. Maybe he can go somewhere else and be very good. Eric Stokes still, the story hasn't been fully written, but everybody else either is out of the league or just backups. So if I'm the Dolphins, maybe we need to trade back, get some more draft picks, or trade up. Hopefully we can trade up. It's a couple of players that I would like to see the Dolphins get, but if it's going to cost too much, like a first round from next year, I'm good. Like let's just trade back, grab a running back, or if George, I'm giving away my video. So if you like anything I had to say, please like, comment, subscribe, and always peace and much love to you. See you next time, Fan Family.